authentic conversations about ourselves and our community, exploring topics that uplift and inspire us, from personal growth to social change. So grab your teacup and get ready to join the conversation.
Nice job.
So as you can see, Lynn and Honor music, comedy, inspiration. He has built essentially, he has at Lynn and Honor Films, because he does do like documentaries. So he didn't build a whole thing on Umar. Years and years and years and years and years and stuff on Umar. Okay. He has like 79,000 subscribers over on YouTube. The last thing he did was Surviving Umar Johnson, Part 8. Okay, but we're gonna go to the big what we talking about, him being broke. Like and subscribe. So this is where Umar trying to say Lennon is like defaming him or whatever. But this is not against law to make cartoons talk. You do it every day.
FDMG!
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Umar Johnson. I am a certified school psychologist.
Hi, Dr. Umar. I'm so happy that you're my principal. I love FDMG. Can you tell me about the school?
We are going to make history. We are going to shock the world. We are going to transform the entire community, one black boy at a time. In this school, you don't have to worry about special education. In this school, you don't have to worry about ADHD diagnoses. In this school, you will never get a phone call from a teacher or an administrator telling you that your child needs dangerous psychiatric medication in order to get an education.
All right, Cookie Crush Chat, thank you guys so much for tuning on in today. I want to welcome everyone, including you Umar Johnson supporters. All right, thank you so much for tuning on in. I hope to deliver to you all an important show. Cookie Crush Chat, undefeated, let's go.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's 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 coming. is common thought, is personality. Be twerking, it's twerking.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning on in. How's it going, Bobby? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I want to welcome everyone, including
this
you, Umar
is
Johnson.
Lynn and
This is
Honor.
an important show. It's a critical time. It's a critical time dealing with Umar Johnson. I've covered Umar for many years now, consistently since 2019. I've done one documentary on Umar already. I'm working on a second documentary that covers his whole life. More recently, though, however, there's things that are going on that it's really causing a lot of people to take a second look, or maybe even a third look at Umar, and just to question a few things. You know, if you enjoy Umar's rhetoric, okay, I get it. Maybe his talking points, I get that too. But when it comes to two things, number one, Umar's FDMG, what I call the FDMG school scam, that's been a scam now. He conceptualized that in 2004. He started working on it. These are his own words. I can quote the receipts and show it to you guys in 2005. He claims that he started collecting donations in 2014, and that would be for the St. Paul school scam. But he was actually collecting donations from 2009 associated with FDMG. There's people online who have stated that he's collected, that they were sending him donations in person, I should say, like at events back going as far back as 2007. I haven't been able to verify that, but I just want you guys to know that. In 2010, Umar posted on his Facebook page that the school was going to open on September 11, 2013. In fact, let me pull that up because I want to set the stage for what has happened recently dealing with Umar, if you guys don't mind. Let me pull this up. I have this as a PowerPoint presentation, but I don't need the whole PowerPoint presentation. I just need to pull up this one receipt. I've shown it to you all many times, but this just puts everything in context. And thanks again, Bobby, for being here. And here it is right here. And everything that I say about Umar, I can back it up with a receipt. And then when I speculate, I will tell you that I'm speculating, because the thing about Umar, he's a pathological liar. So sometimes he can say things. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's true, but you can kind of infer based upon what he's saying. And then you can kind of speculate too, based upon what he's saying. And whenever I do that, I make sure that I say, in my opinion, or I'll say this is speculation, or I believe. But when I tell you that Umar Johnson promised that the school was going to open in 2013, and he posted that on his Facebook page in 2010, that's over 15 years ago. I can pull up the receipt and show it to you all. This is from Umar Johnson's original Facebook page. Umar Abdullah Johnson, January 6, 2010, promises in 2010 to begin laying the groundwork for the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Pan-African School for Black Boys, specializing in learning disabilities and disruptive behavior disorders. This will be a private school, and yes, you will pay in order for
Already. Pause. Back to when we first started the show today, right? I said I heard him say that he specializes in learning disabilities and disruptive behavior disorders. That's what intrigued me to almost call Umar, because I have children with autism. Okay. But when I did, and I typed in FDMG Umar, Lennon popped up, praise God. And I started to notice this. Okay. Keep following. Keep sipping the tea, not the Kool-Aid.
your son to attend. The grand opening was set for September 11, 2013. Okay, we're in July 28th of 2025. Okay, I want people to think about this, because we're getting close now to 12 years later. This school is almost 12 years late, and he says this is chess, not checkers. Is there anyone in the chat room who has not seen this? Hit the one. See, understand that when Umar says that he's going to begin laying the groundwork, how is he going to begin laying the groundwork when he doesn't have the money to lay the groundwork? Well, that's why there are people who have come out and stated that Umar Johnson was raising money prior to 2010, 2009, 2008, as early as 2007. Okay, and I'm talking about the financials here, because I want to share something with you guys a little bit later on, because when we get deeper into the video for today, it's about financials, right? The financial aspect of this. Okay, like I said, I can pull up receipts to back up everything that I say about Umar, including that Umar has raised. There's a poll question. I want you guys to make sure you get your poll question or your response to this poll question when you have a chance. What is the bare minimum amount of FMG money raised by Umar Johnson? The choices are $750,000, $850,000, $1 million, $1,677,860. All right. Make sure you get your poll question, answer the poll question when you have some time. Go on and hit it. And then what we're going to do is I'll close that out a little bit later on when we get deeper into the financials. And I'm going to set up another poll dealing with what Umar is stating in the main video for today. Now, to be fair, I have not watched the full video that everyone's been reporting on. It's all over social media. Even the big hitters are talking about it. Brother Eli over at what happened to Common Sense, Information Man, even Pocket Watcher with JT. You know, if he's doing it, this is huge. There's all kinds of people. I want to give a shout out to everyone who's covering this right now. Because it's important for people to really start to dissect exactly what's taking place with Umar when it comes to the financials. All right. Because that's been my premise from the beginning, that ultimately Umar has collected money for a school that still does not exist. Not one black child has been educated, and he's still asking for money. Now, it'd be different if it was a one hit thing. If it was a hit here or a hit there, I get it. But he made a promise that he was going to open up the school, and the school was supposed to open September 11th of 2013. We are in July of 2025, the end of July of 2025, and he's still collecting money. Okay, the question is how much money? Okay, so that's the poll question. Make sure you get your vote in. We already got 1,417, 420 votes in already. We have over 300 likes. We have almost 2,000 people watching live. When we get to 2,000, that'll be another record. This month, we've broken all records this month. So shout out to the Cookie Crush chat. Everyone in the Cookie Crush chat is undefeated. Also, thanks to everyone who's been supportive of my YouTube page over these many years. I really do appreciate it. Umar, there's something I really want to say, but I'm going to wait till later. I'm going to wait for later, dealing with Umar and what he is doing these days. Okay. All right. So I showed you guys the receipt. We're also going to be looking during this live stream. I'm going to take my time. I plan on live streaming tomorrow too, and on Wednesday, maybe even Thursday, because I want to set this. We're going to get to the main video today, though, for sure. But I want to make sure that people understand the context behind why Umar is where he's at today and what has led him to this point. It's not just all of a sudden he's crashing out the way that he is. There's plenty of other evidence that has come before, and we're going to take a look at it briefly during this live stream too. We're going to take it step by step and look at how it is that Umar has gotten here, and especially given the fact that he's raised so much money for a school that still does not exist. Okay, all right. So I just showed you guys the receipt dealing with Umar Johnson making this promise back in 2010 that the school was going to open September 11, 2013. Here we are in 2025. There is still no school. Umar's still collecting money to this day. All right. Okay. Now, I just want to show you guys a couple of things. We're going to come back to this, but these a little bit later on, but I want to kind of fit these in the advance of us getting to the main video. Here's a video of Umar from July 17th. Okay, just about 11 days ago, and he's over in Africa. Let's take a look and see what Umar is doing over there. So he's living it up. Many of you guys may remember the Cookie Crush chat. What was Umar doing before he went over to Africa? I think he was over there for a couple of weeks, supposed to be the primary caretaker for his mama. What was he doing prior to going over there? He was begging for money. Hit the one. Come on. Cookie Crush chat. We're not playing today. I don't mean to laugh. Hit the one. Before he went over to Africa, he was begging for money. And I told people, I said the reason why he's begging for money in advance of going over to Africa is because that's what he do. Okay, that's what he does. In other words, he needs money. FDMG family, the money's been gone. Family, the money's gone. Okay, we're going to get to the financials a little bit later on. That money's gone. So the pattern with Umar over these years, and a lot of people don't realize it, but I've talked about this many times. The pattern is that before he goes to another country, he begs for money. And in particular with Africa, because Africa, they're not really paying, if they're paying him at all. I have Umar on record saying that he doesn't make any money when he speaks out overseas. You guys know they have I can pull it up right for you right now. It's a fact. He's not making money going to go speak at these, different places, broke down places, chicken shacks. He's not making money, big money like that. Not back in his heyday. He used to make crazy money, but not these days. That's why he's always begging for people to bring him out. But I have him on record. He says, when I go overseas to speak, I don't charge anything. Okay. So then how does he afford to go over there? Well, it's very clear. What he does is he begs for money from black people over here in the United States of America to go live it up and spend it over there with people over there in Africa. And then think about it, the conversion rate, he's able to live big time over there while he's over there. He was gone for a month, remember? Then he comes back talking about vandalism, begging for the vandalism. Hit the one. And then he goes back to Africa. You see the pattern again? He begged. And so then he comes back talking about how Pete, Lene told all his business, right? And he says he has to have a legal defense fund against her and against me. Why? That's begging. He needs more money. Then what does he do? He goes back over to Africa. Pay attention. So he gets black people's money up over. He's been doing this for years. He gets black people, the school money gone. Okay, let's be real about that. Let's be clear about that. So he takes money that black people give him, and he goes over to Africa and lives it up over there. But then when he comes back over, he done ran through all the money. He lives it up because the conversion rate. When he comes back over here, he ain't got no money again. And then he starts begging again. Hit the one. And I told people that that's exactly what's going to take place. I'm not going to be, no, I am. I'm going to be arrogant real quick. I'm going to tell you all in advance, okay? I told you all. When his Cash App got shut down, I told you all, give this a couple of months.
Told y'all his Cash App got shut down. That's the reason why Cash App, like you say, you cannot use Cash App. It ain't because you ain't got one. It's because you can't use it.
I said, give it 2 months, give it 3 months, and then we really gonna see what the deal is with Umar. Hit the 1-1. That's 11. Hit the 1-1. I told you all. And I also been telling people that time always tells the truth. And here we are. And time told the truth. But I told people this. I know Umar's patterns. He's a creature of habit. Same thing. Beg black people over here to go live it up over there. I wouldn't be surprised if he ain't taking some of that money and doing stuff over there so that if he has to exit at some point, get up out of here, he already got everything laid out for him. KKC talked, shout out to KKC, he talked about that years ago. I wouldn't be surprised. But I told people when that Cash App got shut down that this, in a couple of months, 2 months, 3 months, then we're going to, and here we are today. Real quick, before we get into the video, you guys remember, see, Umar, he always blaming other people. He don't want to hold himself accountable for anything. It's always everyone else's fault. That's not manly. Men, when we mess up, we own it. That's what we're supposed to do. And then do better. That's what we're supposed to. In relationships, own it. Do better. Right? In your personal life, own it and just do better. Right? With your kids, own it and do better. Right?
What?
At your job, own it. And you mess up, just own it and do better. That's all. Not Umar.
What?
He's always blaming someone else. It's always someone else's fault. But who's the common denominator? It's Umar. Now think about this real quick when we talk about the financials. Umar got shut down in the from PayPal because of fraud. This is me.
I told y'all.
They froze his account.
I told you. I'm telling you, Lennon is the truth about Umar's bullshit. Fuck all that shit. He be talking about the celebrities and shit. All that's cute, well and good. But when you want to know the real Umar, this is where you come to Lennon Honor. He finna tell you what Umar really be up to. Hit that like and subscribe button. We are sipping tea with Tanisha Talks Teas, live about Umar. Brokey.
Pull it up. If I remember to do it, I'll pull it up later. In fact, let me do it up right now. Now that I think about it, because we're going to come back to that when we get into the financials. PayPal. Here we go. I'm not going to play it now, but I'm just going to pull it up now. Shout out to the Cook Crush chat. Miss you. I didn't live stream last week. I've been real busy with stuff. I'm only balancing the personal family life, my job, and just, then YouTube. Okay. So I apologize, but I had stuff that I had to handle and I needed to get some sleep too. Okay. Real talk. So you guys remember PayPal shut him down. He set up another PayPal account and he's running with that to this day. Okay. But this was many years ago. Okay. So PayPal shut him down. He set up a GoFundMe. On PayPal, he had raised over $125,000. On GoFundMe, he raised up to a little bit over $400,000. I think it was $406,000. He got shut down there for fraud. They started issuing refunds. Anybody remember this? Hit the one. I'm gonna be saying that a lot today. Hit the one. Okay. Okay, so he gets shut down from PayPal initially. He sets up another PayPal at a certain point. He gets shut down from GoFundMe because of fraud. He never set up another GoFundMe because he was in bad standing. He couldn't resolve that. Okay, think about this. PayPal shuts him down. GoFundMe shuts him down. He went over to Plum Fund, which is another funding site. They shut him down. Okay, and then more recently, Cash App shuts him down.
Told you.
Because of fraud.
Told
What's going on here? Who's the common denominator? Is it everyone else's fault? Or is it Umar? What's going on here? See? Why didn't Umar just set up another GoFundMe? Why did he set up another Plum Fund? Why didn't he set up another Cash App? See, GoFundMe was the big hitter when he got the most amount of money. Okay? Talking about through digital means. But then Cash App became that fourth one. Cash App was the one that really, he made so much money on Cash App over time, but they shut him down too. And then Umar wants to blame everyone else. No, he's a con man. He's a scammer. And these platforms, once they realize it, they freeze his accounts or they shut him down completely. Now, we're going to get to the video where Umar's talking about, or he's alleging, and I'm saying alleging, that his accounts were frozen. Again, Umar's a pathological liar. Never take any, and I've said this many times, never take anything that Umar says at face value. What you can do is take what he says and then kind of extrapolate meaning from it to kind of get closer to the truth. But understand that Umar rarely tells the truth. Again, like I said, you Umar Johnson followers, you may enjoy his rhetoric. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I got it. I got you. So I want you guys to understand, it's okay. I get it. But when it comes to your money, when it comes to FMD, the school scam, when it comes to this promise of opening up a school, and I forgot to mention earlier, when it comes to the sexual exploitation of Black women, that's when you should draw the line. Okay? Financials, PayPal, GoFundMe, Plum Fund, and Cash App. Keep all that in mind as we progress. All right. So I played for you guys real quick. Here's the video too. We'll come back to this about the PayPal. This is the one right here.
Doing okay. PayPal sabotaged us, y'all. Let me tell you how PayPal sabotaged.
See how it's always someone else's fault. Umar's favorite word is sabotage. He's been used. We got 3,000 people in the building. Thank you all, everyone, for tuning on. I appreciate it. It's always, that's one of his key words. If we go back to the UNIA resignation letter where he was trying to scam them back in 2005, he was using the same verbiage back then, same type of words. It's always someone else's fault. Because when you say sabotage, it's someone else's fault. Okay, the reason why I was a failure in life for a period of time in my life was because of me. It wasn't sabotage. It wasn't anyone doing any. I made horrible decisions, focused on the wrong things, just lost. See, that's a man. That's what men do. Okay, you acknowledge that, and then you deal with it and you do better. You don't blame it on everybody else. You don't blame it on women. Okay. And I see that too. Umar does that a lot. You know, these women, they doing this. No, you're the one out here trying to run through these women and sex exploiting them. He always saying sabotage men. That's not what we do. We own our shit. And then we do better. That's what I want Umar to do. Okay. But you see right there, sabotage. Y'all, I'm not even gonna play any more of that until later. You guys go back to Umar Johnson's UNIA letter of resignation. You guys can type in Google when you have some time, including Umar Johnson, and read what he says there, because he was trying to scam them for a building fund to, quote unquote, renovate a building. Sound familiar? Type in Google, Umar Johnson, UNIA resignation letter. And when you have some time, read through it. We ain't got time. When we do have time today, I got time this week. But we gonna get to the video in just a moment. So I played the PayPal one. I played Umar over in Africa, living it up, which he does with y'all's money, you black people up over here. He's taking your money to go live it up over in Africa. Okay? Now, I'm not one of these people that are divisive, you know, blacks versus, I'm not into all the Africans. I'm not into that. Okay. My mama's granddaddy was from Africa. Literally, he came up over here from Africa. So I don't play them games. But why would you take black people's money? Many of these black folk over here are on their last, and then take their bag for it. And he does it every time before he goes to Africa. And then he goes over to Africa and lifts it up. You see him over in Africa? Look at him. This is you know, y'all's principle. Having a good time. He wasn't crying and whining about money and all this stuff and about Lene and Leno Horror and the Cookie Crush chat. He wasn't doing all that. He wasn't crying and whining about all the people that's been talking. Willie D did a video on this guy. Willie D, another guy, I can't remember his, Anton Daniels. He did a video on Umar. See, Umar's not crying and whining when he was over there in Africa living it up. It's not until he comes back over here to the United States of America and he has to deal with the reality of his financial situation, which is, quite frankly, that he's a broke bum. A couple of weeks ago, he was calling me broke. Now, I've been broke, trust me. Yeah, some of y'all may have been. I would propose that many of you guys have been, right? But you see the irony in all this? He was over to Africa living it up, then he got to come back up and he got to get to begging again. See? But this is a pattern of behavior with Umar. Now, let's go back though, however, because before he goes over to Africa, we're going to go a month prior to him being up over in Africa. Some of you guys remember this. Umar was trying to spin this FDMG gym sabotage vandalism, trying to spin it. Isn't that how Umar be doing? Trying to spin it 3 times. Trying to spin it so that he can get more money out of black people. Well, here's the video right here. Oh yeah, just set up there, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, the family had to order out. I said, y'all just go on and order. I said, I'm gonna be downstairs. For a while. Order whichever y'all want. It was like, okay, especially my wife. She don't have to cook. Shout out to shout out to the Cookie Crush chat. How many times have we had? Now, real quick, I'm not going to have a deep analysis of this, but understand that these are all Umar Johnson's personal belongings that he stored inside of these abandoned buildings. He's used these abandoned buildings as his own personal storage because he's been homeless since 2019. I can prove that. I have the receipts. I have the complaint from his landlord. It was a tenant complaint, and Umar was unable to resolve that. So
told you, Umar, homeless. Umar has somewhere to live, nothing to drive. Okay, he lives with his mama.
In 2019, towards the end of 2019, he gets evicted, and he's been homeless ever since. And then in 2020, that's when he moves in with his mama, and he stays. And he had his own bedroom based upon what Lene said, but I already knew that he was staying with his mama because there's this video where and I can pull it up. And again, all this I've already verified. This Cookie Crush had hit the one. There's a video where he's giving this talk, and there's a knock at the door, and then Umar gets up. And he goes, and you can barely hear the conversation, but I was able to take that actual video and put it into my audio editing software. Pro Tools back in the day when I first did it was Adobe Audition, but more recently I used Pro Tools and increase the sound, reduce the floor, the noise level. They call it the noise floor, I believe, and you can hear the conversation. It's a caseworker coming to check on Umar Johnson's mama. And Umar tells them that she's not there. She was there too. But he tells, and then whenever you see Umar live streaming where he has that backdrop, I've already shown it to people many times. That's his mama's house. He's been living in there since 2020. Okay. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the items that were inside of Umar's home when he flipped the phone back in 2019, let me just share this with you all real quick. I'm gonna do 2 videos. Then we're gonna get to it, I promise. Okay. Here it is right here. This was Umar Johnson's actual residence prior to getting evicted at the end of 2000.
Thanks for watching. Remember to show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing. It's a blessing. Keep your teacups filled and ready for my next upload. Until then, stay inspired and remember, always stay dipping.